way how you plan it out. You try all kinds of things, but it didn't work. Because the Sacrosanct team leading the way. They're going everywhere. Tobago, they're here, they're in South, they're in the West. They're everywhere talking to public officers, letting them know that, listen, forget the 4%. It's either 10% or up or nothing. And what they realize is that it's gaining traction. So here it is now. Somebody is trying to play some dirty trick. And this is what we're going to see, especially when it comes to the general election. They're going to throw everything at us. They're going to try to muddy every name, tarnish every individual. But of course, you know that. It's Sunday, and I know you want to put your fingers to dial. So 225-9790, and if you're via WhatsApp, 461-3965. That's 461-3965. We're going to take your calls before we, of course, take a break. But that is the reality, and you heard it, of course, from the senator. You heard it from the public relations officer earlier this week, which, of course, is Dr. Kirk Megu. He made it quite clear that they expect the most nastiest things. And people going around asking anything about when the candidates will come out, when the candidates will come out. Next Sunday, the PNM is bringing out a whole bunch of candidates. And ask yourself, among those candidates, who were these people who were there when the babies were dying in the NICU? Yeah, they're candidates. When money is missing and an auditor general has to raise the alarm because something is wrong, yeah, they were in the cabinet. When in fact that food prices have gone up, yeah, they was there. They too are candidates. Everything that has gone wrong, who they presented next week Sunday, has been there when all the wrongdoing was taking place. So don't worry about when the UNC bringing out their candidates. The candidates that you have to be concerned about is the one next week, that they have the audacity to bring them back after they destroyed Trinidad and Tobago. That's the question you have to be asking yourself. We're going to take calls again, 225-9790, 461-3965. For those of you, of course, I know you're trying to save some money and trying to keep your head above water. So we're going to take a quick break, come back, and take your calls. Over to you, Master Control.
When you say TNT's construction boss, then there's only one company, Lacroix Construction Services Limited, specializing in general construction, industrial maintenance, manpower resources, transportation and lifting, and equipment rental, excavators, bulldozers, dump trucks, lighting systems, and everything for your project. We have affordable prices. Call now, 267-0000 or 431-0012. Lacroix Construction Services Limited, TNT's construction boss.
PSA National Election 2025, Monday, March 10th. Only one team is united in preserving the sacred rights of workers. Only one team stands for the right for PSA members to work. Only one team stands for the right to permanent jobs. Only one team stands for your right to maintain a standard of living. Only one team stands for your right for job security. Team Sacrosanct. Vote Felicia Thomas and Team Sacrosanct in the fight to protect equity, fairness, and job security. Team Sacrosanct, committed to union representation and collective bargaining. Monday, March 10th. Vote for Felicia Thomas and Team Sacrosanct. Your vote matters. Your rights are sacred.
For all top quality and affordable hardware supplies, no one beats Mitlin Hardware, located number 97 Eastern Main Road, Arouca. Mitlin stocks the #1 brands in hand tools, garden tools, water tanks, power washers, generators, water pumps, kitchen and bathroom faucets, along with face basins and toilet sets, blocks, lumber, steel, sand, gravel, and topsoil. Also check out Mitlin for steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Everything for home and business projects. Payments via links, credit cards, online payments, or cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 or call 646-2144. Open every day from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Mitlin.
The Excel brand delivers quality service.
I would recommend Omega Excel to everyone.
Take care of yourself, take care of your health with Omega Excel.
If Omega Excel works for me, it will work for you.
Over a period of time, I started feeling stronger in my knee where I could put out.
Thank you so much, Master Control. Again, the lines are open, 225-9790, 461-3965. Good evening.
Good evening, Mikey.
Hey, good evening, Mike.
Here, brother. Now,
Yeah.
Mikey, I listened to Anil Roberts, but I tell him something when he was talking about Martin Daly. Martin Daly and these fellas is a bunch of hypocrites. They is deep truth kind of people, and I'll tell you what, you know. If we have a country, a democratic country, we talking about transparency, accountability, and all these kind of things. You remember when the UNC, under Pastor Pandyan, passed the Freedom of Information Act, and, you know, Mikey,
Yes.
do you know that Martin Daly was the one who advised Patrick Manning how to go about having the central bank removed from under the Freedom of Information? Could you imagine that if we want to know about our finances, and this man could have the audacity with transparency is concerned, our finances, we want to know about it. And Martin Daly was the man who advised Patrick Manning, and they had the central bank and the Ministry of Finance removed from under the Freedom of Information Act. This hypocrite they call Martin Daly, them fellas them have to drag and dead, you know, Mikey. But I want to tell these people in this country, the same man who aspired to be Prime Minister, who only PNM supporters and them, rallying around great is the PNM and whatnot. 4 divers died in the Paria tragedy. This same man who only talking about the Prime Minister, you don't hear him saying a word about it, about this thing. No final conclusion. These families are suffering. They cannot get any compensation. Nothing at all. And you is the Minister of Energy who has the sole responsibility to deal with that issue. You don't hear him say nothing. But Mikey, look, I have something here in front of me. I want people to hear Thursday, 6th of March, Page 38 Express. Family, no word on Rick, workers remain. How much, 74 days or something like that?
Yeah.
And they want to tell me that they don't have, they say what? They know where the body is. It's trapped under the rubble and the rig and whatnot. But it is so dangerous to go there, and they hire an international company and all this kind of nonsense. So you want to tell me they don't have underwater equipment, cameras and things, like roving underneath there, like how they call this thing? They have in the sky, man, Mikey?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah. Underwater, yeah. Cameras or
You
whatever.
could have that. And you could locate that. What could they go to find in 74 days, Mikey? Nothing. That body has been shredded to nothing. They might not even find his skeleton. And there's a man, the Minister of Energy, your portfolio, nothing about the 4 divers, nothing about this one, and look at what I heard about it. The man wife had baby.
Yeah.
He had a baby.
Yeah.
And you ain't hear nothing. Only him reach out to the family.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I mean, you're right. Mr. Tunapuni, you're right. Just simply so insensitive. No compassion whatsoever.
I hope it's PNM. And who is the people who died as a consequence? It's poor black people. And this man, and Rowley and all of them. I'm telling you, and Mikey, let me say this straight. You see Rowley, Short Young, Colbin, Sindanan, and all of them. Them fellas on the take, you know. Them fellas on the take, because I will tell you, them can't want to give away the refinery under questionable circumstances. No transparency and non-disclosure agreement and all this kind of thing. They want to sell this refinery because they have money pass, and they know the fellas like Jindal and all of them have a track record of that. Understand? That's why them fellas so desperate, you know, because if this thing come on field, they'll rather pass back money around here, them. Money must be paid already or they deposited in foreign account, because America and them have been saying that it's a politician, government officials, high officials who have foreign bank accounts. And all this energy meetings transaction, and they think that they went to Australia, they went to here, and they sign off on, which we don't know. Non-disclosure agreement. Mikey, money has been deposited into these fellows account. And I hope, you see, just imagine that Privy Council ruling. Look at what you were telling me today. The Privy Council rule in favor of the Auditor General.
Yeah.
and nothing is happening. And but them is saying what is an error. Is an error. We don't want to know about no error and what it wouldn't. We're making sure we put things in place that it wouldn't happen again. We don't want to know what mistake and what wouldn't happen. We want to get back with blasted money.
Thanks a lot, my
Like,
friend. Appreciate that. You're so correct. You're so correct. We go back with money. Don't let me waste time. You're so correct, my friend. We want back with money. I mean, look what's happening with the whole PSA issue this evening. Yeah, that's how nasty this is going to be. And for those of you who still believe that things are not going to play out and it's not going to be like that and what have you, think again. Think again. I know one man who is on it. Let me say a pleasant good evening to the political leader of PEP. Good evening to you, Mr. Alexander.
Good evening, Mikey. Good evening to all your listeners.
Yes, indeed. You sent out something a little earlier on about the SOE, which there's talk about curfew and all of that. Let me just fill you in as well that tomorrow the PSA election was scheduled to take place. Now apparently one of the officers who has to carry out the work as election officer is questioning his own work. So it's quite clear that he is an agent working for some other, political, we don't know. But apparently one has to ask the question, what is going on here? And I think these are things that we cannot take lightly because it shows that they are going to try every single thing, how nasty, how dirty, how low down, however it will be, to ensure that they stay in power.
The PSA represents about 50% of the public workforce.
Yeah.
Somebody has a vested interest in keeping them off balance. You need to look there. You need to look who benefits from keeping them off balance. An election duly called and duly constituted must go forward. There must be people who have the follow-on responsibility. If John can't do it, Harry should. So that is for the PSA constitution to address, but the PSA needs to deal with that, and the PSA members need to call for transparency in their election handling.
That's right. And not on the eve of it. I mean, come on, you had all this time. Now you're calling for it. Now, is it that things are not working in the favor of some people? Is it that you want to stick them with 4% because you hear them talking 10%?
But somebody, again, all those with a vested interest have to do is manipulate and corrupt those who they think could control a large amount of people and stick them with this 4% nonsense. This 4% was an insult across the board to every worker, every public worker in this country. We're talking about anywhere between 13 and 37% increase in the cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago over the past 12 years. How you get 4% as a rational response to that? How you get that? How does that work? In whose mind did that make sense? The chief personnel officer, his job is to arrive at a sensible response where the workers are concerned, not to keep workers in bondage.
And you're right. And his job is to also calculate the fact that the inflation rate. So you can't expect these people to wait for so long to get their money, and when they do get it, they have no purchasing power.
But that is exactly it again, Mikey. Because when we're talking cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago is so far from real wages. People talking about why we have crime. We have crime because we are running the country as if the average person could steal to live. We take it for granted. How are people? Look at the politicians. Look at the public office holders that just gave themselves 47%. I am sure they have a justification for the 47%. Somebody needs to buy an extra house in Miami and an extra house in London town, so they need more money. And it's the same thing at the bottom level. The people want to just be able to pay their light bill, their phone bill, their mortgage, their rent, food on the table, transportation for the children to school. How does 4% answer 12 years of constant inflation? How does that answer?
And that's it. I think you hit the nail on the head, and I've been telling people all along. I think that the elite is so disconnected that, listen, the average man doesn't want to drive your car. He doesn't want to live in your neighborhood. He doesn't want to vacation with you. He simply wants to keep his head above water and have a good living for him and his family. But you can't seem to understand that. You want everything. You believe it's your God-given right to get every single thing.
Exactly.
And you will manipulate.
Exactly.
And you will do whatever it takes to get it.
When you have public office and you have the power, the collective people power of public office, you must want for them and their children what you want for you and yours. and the quality of life that you want for you and yours, you have to work to make sure that the average person gets. The well-being of the citizens is the reason for government. There's not a reason for government.
That's right. That's right. It can't be that you get in there and you have to serve a special few that is only concerned about themselves, their friends, their family, their finances. But what about the policy?
Right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Renison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. Now, we would have made a mistake. 2 streamers running currently. We are about to shut down this stream. But stay tuned. 7:30 tonight, we are going to do a live interview with Oral Saunders tonight. So stay tuned to that.